All right. So, I'll just start out by asking you what personal development you're reading right now, Alyssa, or listening to. Are you listening to anything?
No, I actually was starting a book. Let's see here. I have to find it. I can't remember what it's called, but it's one that my husband just read for his job.
Oh.
And it's like they have to read personal development books for their like job, like every few weeks or so they have to like finish a book.
Yeah.
And so I just started reading one. I can't remember what it's called. I was going to find it. It's like over on the bookshelf, but it's like about just like setting goals is what it mainly is.
Oh, good. That's perfect because that's what we're going to talk about. I'm reading this book, Push by Shailene, and it is a really good goal-setting book too. So I would recommend, if you wanted to read that book when you're done.
Okay.
Hey, Ashley, how are you?
Good.
Good. So we're just talking about personal development books. What have you been reading lately or listening to? Anything exciting?
No.
No? All right. Okay. So, I wanted to remind you guys about the incentive, I guess, that I started this last month. So, for my coaches, my personally sponsored coaches, whenever you guys hit Success Club 5 or higher, I will buy you a personal development book of your choice. So that way we're pushing the personal development because it's really important. I don't know, were you guys able to listen to the National Wake Up Call on Monday at all? The replay or anything?
No, not yet.
No? That one talks about why personal development is so important, and she does a really good job explaining why. So if you get the chance today or tonight or whenever, I highly suggest to listen to that. So the call that I decided to do today, or the topic, is about goal setting. Because without goals, let's just face it, like, you aren't really going to go anywhere without a certain goal in mind, because you won't have anything to work towards. Sit down, Paisley. So, yes, this is my child climbing on the desk. So there's actually a book that I am going to purchase for you guys and send it to you. And it is, no, I can't remember what it's called. It's called Achieving Your Goals, I think. And what it does is it goes down and it breaks 12 steps to reaching your goals and your dreams. So the first step is having a desire. So when you set a goal, you want to set a goal that you want to work towards. So I don't know everyone's different and everybody has different goals. Like for me, one of my goals is I want to be able to build a house within the next couple of years. So that is like my big, like, and you want to set your goals. You want to have big goals and you want to have small goals. So you want to have, like, I do short-term goals. So I do like monthly goals, and then I do like every 6 months and then every yearly. But everybody's different depending on what your goal is. So if you get the chance today, I want you to set those goals for yourselves. The second step is you have to believe that you can achieve your goal yourself. So I don't care how crazy it is, as long as you believe that you can reach it, then that is a good goal to have. Because granted, my goal is really super scary to me. Building a house and saving money to build a house. That is a crazy big goal for me. But for you guys, it might, like, a short-term goal, like hitting emerald rank, which by hitting Emerald rank, you start getting leads through Beachbody once you hit Success Club. And that way you start going further in the business too. So the third one is write your goals down. So this sounds really corny, but I actually take my goals and I write them down on my mirror in my bathroom, so that it's like you always have to go to the bathroom, even if you don't get ready for the day. Us moms, we get busy. And so even if you don't get ready for the day, you see it when you go to the bathroom, or when you take your kids to the bathroom, or when you go in to take a shower, because I know that we all like to take showers every once in a while too. But so that way when you go in there, you can see your goals written on your mirror, so you're constantly reminded of your goals. So I also have one of my friends, she actually types her goals out and slaps them on her fridge and puts a magnet on it, because you're always going to go to your fridge and get food out of your fridge every day. So every time you go get in the fridge, you're going to read your goals. So those are just a couple of different places that you can place them. Obviously, it's going to be different for everybody, but you want to put them somewhere where you can see them all the time. So the next, number 4, is determine your starting point. So I know that, like Alyssa right now, she's trying to finish up school, and so she is going to be starting more so into things as soon as she's done, which is in a couple days. So she'll be able to hit it hard. But actually, I know that she's been working really hard, and she signed up her first coach, which is awesome. So you guys are all going to be at different points, but you need to determine when you're going to start, and you want to make it happen no matter what. And we all get really busy, and we all have kids. We have jobs and different things that we have to do. So you just have to set it as a priority to hit those goals and make it a non-negotiable thing to do. So for me, I've been waking up a couple hours earlier than what I normally do, just so I can get that extra time in to work on my goals in specifics, so that I can get an early jump start on things. And it's been helping. So I know we don't really get much sleep as it is being a parent, but in the long term, if you sacrifice up front, then you'll see the benefits and rewards of it later. So then, so number 5 is determine why you want and why you set this goal for yourself. So whether it be hitting Emerald, like why do you want to hit Emerald? Is it to get your Shakeology paid for? Is it to start getting those people in your challenge groups? Is it to give your customers a discount? Whatever it is, you need to figure out why you're going to that goal, why you want to hit Emerald, or for me, why I want to build a house. You have to dig deep and figure out your why, because when you pull it out of yourself and you constantly remind yourself, like for me in the mornings, sometimes I don't even want to get up, I'll be honest. A lot of times I don't want to get up. I hate waking up early. But I am reminded of why I'm waking up early, and so it pushes me to get out of bed. So then number 6 is setting a deadline. So whenever I write my goals on my mirror, I actually write, so for instance, Success Club 10 by, and then I will do the last day of the month. So like for this month, it's 6/31. I don't remember how many days are in April, 30 or 31. And so now I know when I have that deadline set for myself. So that way, because let's be honest, if you don't set a deadline for yourself, you're going to put it off until the very last minute, because that's how us humans are, is we'll put it off and put it off and put it off and say we'll get to it later. But by setting a deadline, you have a time set for yourself to reach that goal. So that's why it's important to set a deadline. So number 7 is defining your obstacles. So for my goal, waking up early, it's hitting my snooze button. So I've actually come up with a system. So I try to wake up when Jordan wakes up in the morning, just because I know that I told him, and it helps to tell people what your goals are too. Because in this case, I tell Jordan that I need to be physically out of bed before he goes to school. So he helps push me and reminds me of my goals by helping me out of bed in the morning. So sometimes it'll help to tell your spouse or somebody else that's aware of your goals so that they can help push you that much further. So then the number 8 is determine the additional knowledge and skills that you need. So depending on what your goal is, obviously waking up early doesn't take much brain power, it's just more will. But if, for instance, another one of my goals is I want to hit diamond. So I'm trying to be a better coach for my personally sponsored coaches so that they can succeed and so that I can better talk to people. And so I've been reading a lot of leadership books for my personal development. So sometimes when you set your goals, you want to read those books that are going to help you achieve those goals. So mine is to be a better leader. So I'm reading books on leadership right now. That's my personal development because I'll be able to grow and excel in that area. So then the next one is number 9 is determine the people whose help you will need. So I have talked to my husband. I've told him. I've now told you guys what my goals are. So sometimes if I get off track, I want you guys to call me out on it. Like, I don't care. You guys can message me and say, hey, you aren't being a very good leader. Like, you should be doing this. Like, seriously, call me out on it because it helps. And it makes me feel better when I know where I need to help you guys better because that's what I'm trying to do is help my team. So sometimes you need to have somebody like I said, my husband, he helps call me out on my bluffs all the time. So he's always pushing me. So now I have my team that's going to push me forward too. So then number 10 is make a plan and put it all together. So you figured out your goals, and I want you to write them out and determine how you're going to get there. So for Emerald, you need 2 coaches. You need 2 new coaches, whether they're discount coaches or they're business builders. You need at least 2. So I would start out with doing the memory jogger and figuring out those people that have stood out to you on Facebook that look like they're going to be great leaders, or people in your family that want a discount on the Shakeology. You write those down and then just straight up ask people. And how I would go about asking them is don't ask them, hey, do you want to be a coach? Say, have you ever considered becoming a Beachbody coach or being a coach with me? And that way you can figure out why they think they would make a great coach and if they agree that they would, or you can also figure out why they think that they can't coach. And then you can explain to them why you think that they would make a great coach. And then usually it makes it easier and better for them to decide. So that way you can dig a little bit deeper on why they think that they wouldn't make a great coach. Because let's be honest, we're all not perfect, and we're all working on things, and we're all learning as we go. So if their excuse or their comeback is, well, I'm not good at selling, well, neither am I. You just have to think of it as not selling. And you're helping people by sharing what we're doing. That's all that we're doing as coaches. So number 11, this is one of my favorite ones, is visualize your goal. So I've heard of a few people doing different things, but this is what I do. To help visualize my goal, I actually type out what I am, like how I envision, like finding out, for instance, that I have enough to pay for my house. And I write it out in detail, like, I know this sounds super corny, but I've heard of a lot of coaches that do this, and some of the top coaches that do this too. So you write out in detail, like even some people will go as far as like writing smells or like how the weather is when they wake up. And you read that every morning to remind you Like before you even get out of bed, you read that as a reminder of what you're working towards and what it's going to feel like to reach that goal once you get there. And then another thing that I do is I actually create a vision board. And mine's actually downstairs. I was going to bring it up here so I could show you guys. But I just try to do one goal from every, so when you go through the 30-day push, there's different areas that she encourages you to set goals. So like I do like a physical goal, I do a mental goal, I do a motherly goal and a spouse goal. So I'll do one goal in each of those areas and I'll type it up and I'll make a vision board every month of what I'm wanting to achieve for that month. So that is one thing I want to encourage you guys to do. So whether it be you guys do your write out text if you guys like to write it out, or if you're a visual person like I am, I encourage you guys to make a dream board for yourself and put it again somewhere where you're going to see it all the time to remind you of what your goals are. I actually had mine on my fridge, and you'd be surprised how many people are shocked when they see it when they come into my house. They're like, oh, you have goals? And then I'm able to talk to them about it, and it actually strikes up conversation, as weird as that sounds. But so it's good for other people to see, too, that you have goals for yourself, because you never know who you can help. So the last thing, so step 12 is never give up. So this was the theme last year for all of Beachbody, was to never give up. So I don't care. We all have those bad days when you seriously feel like you are just worthless. Like I had tons of those days last week, and I just had days where I did not want to do anything. My dad got hurt. He had surgery last week, last minute, and I was feeling overwhelmed because I felt like I wasn't being the great leader that I want to be to you guys either. And I didn't feel like I was getting the things that I needed to get done, and it was just stressful. And we all have moments like that, and we're all going to have moments like that. But one thing that kept me going was remembering why I was doing what I was doing. And sometimes even in those hard things, you have to dig like super deep, but you just can't give up on those goals that you set for yourself, because you set them there for a reason and you will achieve them. It's just a matter of when you're going to achieve them. And so I just want you guys to just never give up on what you are wanting to work towards, because I don't care if you have an hour a day to work on something, or even a half hour to work on something. Like, give that half hour all that you have so that you feel good and that you know that you didn't give up for the day. So those are the steps. And anyways, those steps are all in this book that I'm going to send you guys. So for your tasks, I guess, so to speak, for this week is I want you guys to create that vision board. I want you to take a picture of it, and I want you to post it in our team page. And then I am going to send you that book as soon as you guys do that. So as soon as you guys post your vision board, I will send you your book in the mail directly to your house. But as I was coming up with this call and coming up with what to share with you guys, I came across this quote that I think goes perfect with setting goals. And it's, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land amongst the stars. So even as big and as scary as some of our goals are, even if we're working towards them and we fail, we'll still be that much further ahead than the people who are not setting their goals and that are not working with a purpose. So I hope that this helps you ladies. And do you guys have any questions? about anything?
No, not right now.
Not right now. I know, Ashley, you're doing really good. And I was telling, so Alyssa, me and Ashley are going to, we talked about this kind of last week. And because my computer is being funky, I couldn't record the call. So I asked Ashley to actually teach, like, because she's getting some really good participation out of her challenge group. And so I asked her to do a call on that. And I want you to think of a topic that you want to teach everybody on one of our calls. So, Ashley, we still need to set up a date for that. And Alyssa, I know that you're super busy right now, and that's why I didn't want to pester you with it earlier. But just be thinking about what your strength is as a coach. And then I'm going to ask you to share it too. So we need to set up dates for those things. So do you guys have any more questions about anything that we have gone over today?
No.
No? Melissa?
No, I'm good.
Okay. And as far as your goals go, I know that your guys' goals were, both of them were to get Emerald. And I know that this week is when I'm supposed to call you guys and figure out your goals for this next month. So be getting ready for that. So if you guys have a day or a time that works best, message me so that I can put you into my schedule so that we can go over your goals again. So if you guys don't have anything else, oh, I was going to talk about this too. So Summit is July 16th through the 19th, I believe. So if you guys, are you guys planning on going? Like, do you want to go? It's in Nashville, Tennessee. And I highly encourage that you ladies go. This is how important it is to me. Let me just put this into perspective for you. I went last year, and it helped my business so much that I am going to go this year, and it will be like 2 or 3 weeks after I've had my baby. So that is how important it is to make it there. I can't stress enough. I mean, they'll have the recordings and stuff later, but it won't be until like 2 or 3 months later after Summit. And they release all the new announcements and new product releases for the rest of the year. So if you can make it, I know it's expensive, but you guys actually have 100. I think you guys can get your tickets for $100, and I believe that they still have them on sale. So if you ladies are wanting to go, let me know, because my upline is trying to get rooms together still. So if you guys are wanting to go, then you guys can share a room with us to make our rooms cost cheaper. So just let me know where you guys are at with that. So that's my 2 cents. So do you guys have any more questions about anything before we end the call? Nothing? Okay, if you guys think of something, then just message me. But I want to thank you ladies for getting on the call. And plan on next week, Thursday, at the regular time that we usually do it at. I had a doctor's appointment tomorrow, so that's why I moved it today. So thanks for making it happen. And I will talk to you ladies later.
Okay.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah, bye.
See ya.